I would say it's interesting to see other people on the political left immediately try to do to Jasmine Crockett what they did to Kamala Harris, but it's not interesting. It's just misogynoir. In case you haven't heard, Jasmine Crockett has decided to enter the running for U.S. Senate for Texas. And my social media consumption kind of bridges the gap between people who are pretty far on the left and people who are more in line with establishment Democratic voting. And seeing the difference in reactions, how one section of folks are so excited to see Jasmine get in the race. She announced that she was kind of feeling it out, and moderate Colin Allred, who already announced that he was running, immediately withdrew to be like, I'm gonna back up and I'm gonna let Jasmine have this. It's not good for democracy for us to be competing. And the reason that Crockett is putting her name in the hat at all is because of this terribly racist gerrymandered map that SCOTUS says that Texas gets to do, even though a lower court said, no, that's obviously racist. The uber conservative 6 on the Supreme Court who are desperate to make Donald Trump into a monarch, they're letting this happen. So it's basically taken away Jasmine's ability to represent her district because it's cut up her district. So I, for one, was excited to hear that she was running. She is somebody who has consistently shown that she is a fighter for democracy and for the American people. And we need more of those. The Democratic establishment is run by people, men who are not equipped to meet the moment, are underestimating the moment, and I think are gaslighting people into being far more passive and apathetic than we have to be at this moment in time. But then I've seen people on the political left immediately be like, Jasmine Crockett's pro-Israel. The same thing that folks on the left did to Kamala Harris when the race was a guy who wanted to demolish Palestine and turn it into a luxury resort for the super rich, a guy who's like good buds with Bibi. The choice was that guy. The one who also wanted to carry out and is now carrying out an ethnic cleansing in this country. The one who helped Elon Musk launch a Holocaust against the world's poorest people. It's going to kill 14 million people. Just worth reminding people of that every single day. Whatever harm you thought Kamala Harris was going to cause, Donald Trump and Elon Musk have launched a Holocaust that will kill 14 million of the world's poorest people. But it was just this one issue and a misrepresentation of whatever. Okay, let's not relitigate what happened in the 2024 election and how people on the left came for Kamala Harris when the choice was her or what we have now. Pretending that our choices are something other than they are is just magical thinking. Understanding harm reduction is super, super important. And I guess that comes back to what we're seeing right now, because people on the political left, one, are doing what they did to Kamala. They're doing it to Jasmine. They're saying, oh, she is pro-Israel. That's simply not true. No, she's not. They're basing it based off this one clip.
Important that people understand what diplomacy looks like, and it looks like the fact that this relationship between Israel and the United States has existed since before I was born. And guess what? This relationship will continue on in perpetuity even after I'm...
People are losing their minds over that clip, and suddenly there's just propaganda everywhere that Jasmine Crockett is pro-Israel. It's like they really want to scuttle that race immediately because that's completely not true. She is not pro-Israel. Let me point to some evidence here. Jasmine has repeatedly publicly criticized Netanyahu. She voted against censuring Rashida Tlaib for her comments on Gaza. She has a consistent record of voting against packages to Israel, including twice voting against Biden packages to Israel when they do not include humanitarian aid for the people of Gaza. I can find nothing in her voting and nothing in her public statements that would lead me to believe that Jasmine Crockett is pro-Israel. And I guess I wonder from other people on the left, what are you doing? What do you think that you're doing? Who is it that you want to be elected to the Senate for Texas? Because once again, you are working with limited choices. Your perfect political candidate, your perfect anti-capitalist, sever relations with Israel now candidate doesn't exist. Jasmine wasn't wrong in that clip when she said that our relationship with Israel is long-standing and will continue long after she's gone. She is not going to single-handedly dismantle that. Definitely not from her position in Congress, and definitely not as a senator from Texas. The issue is far more complicated than that, and to believe otherwise is extremely naive. Likewise, it is extremely naive to believe that there are candidates on the ballot other than the ones that exist. Unfortunately, we have to vote within a system we did not create. We have a two-party system. The Senate race in Texas is going to be a Republican versus a Democrat. Yeah, it sucks that more often than not, we don't have candidates aligned perfectly with our political values. I never have candidates that are aligned perfectly with my political values. Okay, maybe a little bit for Portland City Council, but other than that, right, I'm not going to get an anti-capitalist running for Oregon Senate, right? I love Jeff Merkley. I love Jeff. I think he's a great senator. I don't agree with him on every issue. I understand that I am not picking a life partner when I vote for senator. I'm picking somebody who I think will do a good job representing my state, understanding that there are limited choices for me to choose from. It kind of sucks on a lot of levels, but I'm frustrated to see too many people immediately doing the same thing that they did in 2024. Treating Jasmine Crockett like they treated Kamala Harris. And it's interesting to me that I'm not seeing the same kind of rhetoric around James Tallarico, who has very similar positions on Israel. He has said Israel has a right to exist, but he's a white man. He's a white man. I think it's also important to note here that neither James Tallarico nor Jasmine Crockett nor my Senator Jeff Merkley have ever taken a dollar from AIPAC. So don't you fucking dare come in here and be like, Jasmine Crockett is a pro-Israel politician. No, she's not. She's not. She doesn't take any money from AIPAC. Pretending that these issues are not more complex than they are is not helpful. It doesn't help the people of Gaza. It doesn't help America dig out from fascism. Jasmine Crockett is a fighter for democracy. I think she would be wonderful in the Senate. I also think it's very telling how hard conservatives are already freaking out about her getting in the running. And I don't know about anybody else, but I'm too tired to play the same game that we played in the 2024 election all over again. It makes me question the motivations of people who attack Jasmine Crockett without having the same criticism for James Tallarico. It makes me question the motivations of people who completely misrepresent Jasmine's position. What's going on there? I thought we learned our lesson from last time, and I realize these folks are a small minority of voters, but they're very loud on social media. I hope the people of Texas, who deserve to have representation in government, even though the Texas Republicans are trying as hard as they can to deny y'all that right, I hope y'all choose wisely. Right, I hope this nonsense from like white tankies in California of like Jasmine's pro-Israel, like just complete propaganda, complete disinformation. I hope that does not interfere with the ability of Texans to elect somebody to represent them. Y'all deserve, God knows, y'all deserve to have senators who actually care about you, who actually represent you and are actually fighting for democracy. And I think Jasmine will do all of those things, but it's not actually up to me in Oregon to decide. It's up to y'all. It's up to y'all.
How about this new one they have, their new star, Crockett? How about her?
She's the new star of the Democrat Party, Jasmine Crockett. They're in big trouble.
But you have this woman, Crockett. She's a very low IQ person.
I watched her speak the other day. She's definitely a low IQ person. Crockett. Oh, man. Oh, man.
She's a very low IQ person.
Somebody said the other day she's one of the leaders of the party. I said, you got to be kidding.
Now they're going to rely on Crockett. Crockett's going to bring them back.